Apple's not gonna include AirPods with the next gen iPhone, okay? It's my favorite time of the year again. It's when I get to just crush all of your individual dreams, because maybe you're having a good Cyber Monday, and I want to prevent that from happening. So, in today's video, I'll be debunking this latest rumor before anyone gets carried away with it, because I know it happened a few days ago, but I already saw some people running with it like, ooh, maybe AirPods will come with the next iPhone. No, it's not. And now I shall tell you why. Let's begin. So, first off, something you guys should just be aware of from here on out. Digitimes has, like, an awful track record. And in the past year, they've said a lot of things that ended up not being true. I know they may have gotten some things right in the past, but you should totally be skeptical of any leaker or analyst telling you right now that they know about the accessories included in next year's iPhone, because that's still, like, a solid 10 months away, as in Apple doesn't even know. They're still finalizing their design. They're still finalizing what they're gonna call it. They're still finalizing the features. Mass production doesn't start until May, and even mass production starts happening way before the actual packaging and the accessories are decided on, alright? The more important reason you should not want AirPods to come with every iPhone is wearing AirPods obviously makes you rich, and if everyone's rich, then no one is. But also, aside from that, Apple knows AirPod sales are already doing incredibly well. They're expected to balloon up to 60 million units a year, and that's a lot of people that are already buying AirPods. AirPods Pro seem to be a big hit. A lot of people went out and bought those, and they're making plenty of money off of the wearable department. So to go ahead and just butcher that, I see no point in it. I know a lot of you guys may look at this very simply and say, well, yeah, because Apple's greedy and they just like money. They're just a stupid business that likes money. They should just give everyone money. They should just give it away. But no, Apple's stupid and they want to make a profit, so that's why they'll never include AirPods with the iPhone. But I'm not going to argue with that, because you've already made up your mind Apple's terrible. They employ thousands of people and they would like to pay them decent salaries. I know, they're greedy. But with the wearables department doing so well as it is, it doesn't make sense necessarily to just kind of axe that in half and start including them with iPhones, because it's not really the same department. I know some of you are probably thinking of including AirPods like including a fast charger. Well, Apple came around with the 11 Pro this year and decided to ship them with the charge brick and the USB-C to Lightning cable, but these things are not making tons of money on their own. When Apple reports on their quarterly revenue, you don't see a giant chunk of the pie graph being fast charger sales. Everyone just loves our fast chargers. And if that was the case, then yeah, maybe they wouldn't include them. But also, AirPods cost way more to make and way more to the consumer than a fast charger does. Even the Apple overpriced ones, when it comes to 18-watt USB-C bricks, yeah, $30 from Apple. And again, it's not like a top-selling accessory. And with the larger battery packs on the iPhone 11s as it is, it didn't really make much sense to ship them with 5-watt charge bricks, because that was going to take literally 300,000 years to charge up that phone to 100%. So shipping it with a fast charger was just practical, given the 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max had the best battery lives of any iPhone ever. And I think there's a good chance that next year you may see the fast charger included with all three iPhones. But I'm not trying to say that I'm 100% right. I just have 99% doubt that this is going to happen. I do think there's some alternative future where Apple could decide to start shipping AirPods only if they decide to raise the price of the iPhone substantially, that including AirPods is the only way to make it seem like a good deal to people. From what we've heard about iPhone sales so far, the long short of it is iPhone 11, good. People are buying this one. iPhone 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max, not selling too good. Even though they expected the 11 to sell pretty well, the 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max actually sold worse than they were expecting, and they had to cut down on manufacturing lines for these phones, because as much as YouTubers love talking about the Pro version and we love our OLED displays and we love having the triple camera setup and all that, when it comes to just the average user base, they're not that popular. So there's a good chance that with the implementation of 5G, the squared off edges, which are rumored to cost more, the change in displays next year with the 6.7 inch and 5.4 inch form factor, and the import tariff going into effect in 2020, there's a good chance that next year's iPhones are getting more expensive, though I also think that will come with a storage increase, likely starting at 128 gigs. But if Apple decides to go even more pro than this year's and raise the price even more substantially than I'm imagining, I could see a future where they decide that the 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max, these phones are not for the everyday person. We could probably charge whatever we want for these models and create some type of high-end, luxurious iPhone deal where it's like, yeah, this phone's gonna cost you like $1,500 for the base model, which I get it. Those of you in other countries are like, it already costs that much here. That's great, it's great. Import tariffs, I get it. But I'm talking about in the US at least, super expensive iPhone, but it's gonna be an epic deal. I don't know what, you get a year of Apple Music with it, you get AirPods included, you get the fast charger, and you get these awesome phones, but they're just going to be limited to those who are willing to spend the extra money, and then Apple will focus on, you know, the 6.1 inch budget model, as this is the model everyone else is going to get. This is the one that average consumers can go in and buy, and it'll probably still be a good deal. It'll have good camera, fine display, rumored to be an OLED display across the board next year, and will probably start at $750 to $800. But you'll have those Ultra Pro options for those out there that are willing to spend anything on an iPhone, and you kind of just see more diversity in the iPhone lineup, because they're saying, all right, we're going to make a reasonably priced one and then an insanely overpriced one, but you're going to get really good deals with it. However, I still don't think that scenario is very likely. I entertain the idea because I like the thought of unboxing an iPhone and just getting a new set of AirPods, even though we know everyone who bought an 11 Pro probably already had AirPods, so it would be very redundant and probably result in lots of people having spare AirPods that they don't even use that much. And then the whole other debacle comes in of like, which one do you include? Do you include AirPods Pro or regular AirPods? Do you let the user choose? Obviously, the only way they would consider doing this is if the price of the iPhone goes much higher, but not as much as it would cost to buy AirPods separately. So a lot of people may end up getting the new iPhone with AirPods because they just figured they save money by bundling them. But it's definitely more expensive than just a standard iPhone, and I could also see a ton of people being upset by that. Main reason you shouldn't expect this to happen, though, is the Digitimes report is so weird. I mean, it made for great headlines like Apple's considering bundling the AirPods with the iPhone, but if you actually look at the article about what they said, the report was saying a blanket statement about tons of different brands. They're saying Apple, Samsung, and Xiaomi, they're all considering bundling wireless earbuds with their phones next year. That's literally all they said. They weren't even talking about Apple specifically. They were just saying, you know, next year I bet all the phones come with wireless headphones. And then a lot of people just ran with that story. So please don't expect it. They're making way too much money off this wearable department for them to axe it like that by including it with the iPhones. Is there a small chance that it could happen? Yes, but it's going to come with a huge price hike with the iPhones overall, where there probably won't even be a choice to not include AirPods with the purchase. But if they did something like Samsung, where it's like, hey, if you pre-order the iPhone, then you get AirPods for free, but then after that pre-order period is done, the deal ends. I could see something like that happening. I love that Samsung does that with Galaxy Buds, but it's Apple, so not likely. Anyway, if you disagree with me or think I'm wrong about something, feel free to follow me on Twitter. It makes me feel better inside. And join our Discord, and we'll mute you. It'll be fun. This is your Apple Sheep here. I'll see you in the next one.